All right, Shalom. First, we want to start by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakwadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world calls God. Yahushai being the name of His beloved Son, who the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ. As their true names in the Lashon Kodash, the ancient Hebrew. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. I'm back on a lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And the title I'm going to give this lesson is How Much More for Food? Okay? How much more for food? And as you look at this, the title of this article from shtfplan.com, it says an unprecedented wave of brazen gasoline thefts that is unlike anything we've ever seen before. Okay, so due to the high prices of gas, okay, people are resorting to stealing it. But how much more for food, man? Okay, when the Lord brings this famine, okay, and hyperinflation hits all the products, all the foods, okay, and people are not able to afford anything, okay? What are people going to resort to? Stealing it, man. Okay, so let's read a little bit of this article. It says an unprecedented wave of brazen gasoline thefts that is unlike anything we've ever seen before. Okay, as you can see the image, an arm, a leg, both for gas these days. All right, and over here in Southern Cali, it has reached the average gas price has broken the record over here, man. The average gas price is in the sixes already. Okay, and some you even have some gas stations are in the sevens. Okay, so it's unprecedented for real. It says, if we are seeing this much criminal activity already, what will happen when the price of gasoline really spirals out of control? I had heard that gasoline thefts were happening around the nation, but I had no idea how bad things really were until I started looking into it. From coast to coast, gas stations are being targeted, and this is often being done by organized groups. You see people are gathering together, okay, and they're getting crafty, man. They're trying to find a loophole, find a way around, these extremities, man. Okay? It says, from coast to coast, gas stations are being targeted, and this is often being done by organized groups. In other cases, criminals are going to private homes and are actually drilling directly into gas tanks in order to steal gasoline. Okay, so people are becoming very bold. All right. It says what we are witnessing is quite frightening, and it is yet another sign of how far our society has fallen. Right. And it's going to continue to fall. Okay. Until the Lord implodes this place with missiles. It says, let me start by discussing an incident in a state Let me start by discussing an incident in a state that isn't normally known for high crime. According to CNN this week, at least 15 criminals worked together to steal almost 400 gallons of gas from a station. It says nearly 400 gallons of gas were stolen from a North Carolina gas station this week. More than 15 cars pulled up and filled up their tanks after business hours. After someone used a special device allowing them to bypass the payment system. It says over the course of about 45 minutes, $1,600 worth of gas was stolen from the Busy Bee grocery store and gas station in High Point. Okay, so hey, people are getting crafty, okay, and they're becoming desperate, man. And the question that comes to mind is how much more for food? I'm going to read a little bit more of this, man. We're going to hop in the scripts, all right? Because the scriptures tell you that the love of many shall wax cold, man. So it's going to get very cold out here in these Babylonian streets real soon, man. Especially if the power goes out. Okay, Esau's hyping up these cyber attacks. He's speaking of these things. Okay, so if they're bringing cyber attack and wipe everybody's bank accounts out, you can just imagine the uproar that's going to bring. Okay, with just one event away from all hell breaking loose, man. This is Matthew 24:12. It says, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." Okay? So it's going to get very, very bad out here as things intensify. It says, "This sort of organized activity reminds me of the shoplifting mobs that we have seen around the country in recent months." When the owner of the station was asked about the crime, he told CNN that he has never seen something like this. It says, "I've been in business for 15 years and own other gas stations. I've never seen something like this. It wasn't free. They were stealing." All right. It says, sadly, that wasn't just an isolated incident. In fact, this sort of thing is now happening all over the nation. If you doubt this, just go to Google News and type in gasoline theft. Down in Texas, a group of very brazen thieves just stole over 1,000 gallons of diesel fuel from a station in Houston. All right. It says the manager of a family-owned gas station in Houston, Texas, says thieves targeted the business's diesel fuel on 4 days last week, stealing more than 1,000 gallons. The thefts allegedly occurred on consecutive days in which the national gas price average repeatedly broke all-time highs. Okay, so people are not willing to pay, the price of gas these days, man. They rather take the risk and steal it. Okay, so how much more for food, man? Them grocery stores, when them prices shoot up very high to where our people are not able to afford it, because Esau, he be having savings and, he's not under curses. But you Jakes, you barely making it, man. So, if you have to pay an extra $500 to $700 more, a month from groceries alone, that could break you. Okay, and then people gonna get very crafty, and they're gonna start putting their minds together. They're gonna start, staking out stores and, figuring it out. All right, because what they say, desperate times calls for desperate measures, man. All right, everybody gonna get in that survival mode when it comes to food. All right, this here with the gas is just it's just more fuel for the fire. It says, according to the station manager, a dark-colored van would literally sit directly over the underground storage containers and siphon off hundreds of gallons. All right, let me go down. It says, the thin veneer of civilization that we all take for granted on a daily basis is rapidly disappearing. I hope that you are prepared for the new normal. All right, like I always say, man, the true preparation is a spiritual one. If you're a so-called Negro, Hispanic, Native American, it's time to seek your God, Yahweh Shema Shai. It's time to repent, okay, and flee the shadow of this world, man. Okay, but because what the Lord's about to bring, the earth hasn't seen, man. Okay. It says, to me, incidents where criminals actually go to private homes and drill holes in gas tanks are even more chilling. All right, and then it goes into another example, where somebody actually drilled into a gas tank, okay, at someone's home. It says, you may have a difficult time believing that this is actually happening in the United States of America, but it is. All right, it just goes on to more examples. All right, but people are willing to do this over gas, man. How much more for food, man? Okay. Now let's jump here. Second Esdras, 15 and 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. All right, and the word woe means destruction. Okay, so joy ain't coming to the world. Destruction is. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And the scriptures plainly say that a sword is being sharpened. Okay, and is ready for use. Shall we then make mirth? This is a very solemn time. All right, the Lord could come back this year, man. Okay. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And the modern day sword is the gun. Okay? So the Lord's going to bring, there's already a heavy division in this country, but the Lord's going to have it get physical, man. You know, like the scriptures say, friends should be fighting like enemies. Okay? You know, and this is what we see on movies, man. You know, them end time movies. Dang. Okay, let me see. Yep, here we go, right here. This is Second Esdras 6 and 24. It says, and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. All right, that's the time that's approaching, man. Okay, where friends are going to be fighting like enemies, man. So these Edomites, they be having these neighborhoods and they be making plans where the Lord's going to bring division against you. Okay, you know, between you Edomites, between everybody, man. All right, the Lord's gonna cause something to happen, some type of rift that's gonna turn you two against each other, man. You know, which really is gonna be the circumstances, food, you know, water, life, you know. It says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Okay, so the Lord's going to have, there'll be a scarcity of water out here, man. Okay? There's going to be a scarcity of water. You know? So going back to 2nd Esdras 15 and 15, it says, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there should be sedition among men. Okay, and sedition is what? An uprising. All right, here we have sedition in the Edom Online. It says rebellion, uprising, or revolt, concerted attempt to overthrow civil authority. Okay, which is what? What's the word, man? It's escaping my mind right now, man. They had named one of the purges after it, anarchy, man. There we go. That's the word I was searching for. That's anarchy. Okay, so it says rebellion. All right, people going to be rebelling, like we're about to read in 2nd Esdras 15. They're going to be rebelling against the government, rebelling against the state, you know, doing their own thing. It says an uprising, revolt, concerted attempt to overthrow civil authority, violent strife between factions, civil or religious disorder, riot, rebelliousness against authority, okay? Civil disorder, okay? And all of this is going to so-called justify Esau into bringing in martial law, okay? It says, for there should be sedition, all right? When we now know what that means, an uprising among men and invading one another. People going to be going house to house, just like you have people going house to house now, you know, stealing gas. Well, people going to be, they're going to be like, oh, I remember so-and-so had this. Oh, I remember so-and-so had that. All right? So the Lord's going to be moving people to invade one another, as it is written. All right? For there should be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And that is the definition of sedition. All right, that's the definition of anarchy, man. A rising up. They're not caring about what the president is saying, what the governor is saying, the mayor, the sheriff, the police. They're going to be going at war, with troops. Okay, just like they show you on certain movies, man, and certain shows. There's a reason that Yahweh Yahushua is having all these movies and shows be centered around the end times, man. Okay? It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? Because they're gonna have martial law here. It's gonna be checkpoints. All right, where you are is where you're gonna most likely die, if the Lord is not with you. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, man. Why? Because it's gonna be a day like that has never been before, unprecedented time. Okay, where the Lord's gonna He's gonna show himself, man. He's gonna unravel that wrath, okay, and pour it out. Okay? It's not enough for you, Jakes, to hear the word of the Lord and tremble. You hear these future events, you're not trembling at it, you know. No fear is rising up within you, but you're trying to ignore it. So the Lord's gonna bring the fear to you, you know, through famine, you know, hunger, thirst, you know, by seeing your whole world fall, you know, right in front of you overnight. You know, the death of loved ones, all of that, man. All of that is coming, man. All right? It says, for because of their pride, all right, and the scriptures speak of that, you know, what's that? 2 Esdras 8 and 50. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that are in the latter time, shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride, man. All right, so that's the reason why the Lord's bringing it, for your pride, you know, especially you damn Americans, man. You know, so many great miseries is coming your way. All right, if you number for that sword. All right, but getting back to the point, 2 Esdras 15 and 17, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, man. Okay? And the scriptures say, with us, at what time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. Okay, so Yahweh Yahushai is our refuge, man. The scriptures say, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run up into it and is safe. Okay? King David said, I have been young and now I'm old. I've never seen a righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. Okay, so we trusting in Yahweh Yahushua to protect us, to provide for us, man. All right? Because it's gonna get bad, man. It's gonna get bad, extremely bad, man. This is Psalm 34 and 9. It says, "O fear the Lord, ye his Salat. O fear the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, ye his servants." His saints. For there is no want to them that fear him. Okay? The young lions do lack and suffer hunger, but they that seek the Lord shall not want any good thing. You see? The Lord's going to come through for his servants, man. Okay? So we don't have to steal and have to, you know, we're not going to be in the same mindset as you people. Okay? You're dealing with the consequences of you being wicked. All right? Our faith is being tried, okay? To see who we trust in and believe in. Okay? It says, 2 Esdras 15 and 18. It says, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Okay, that compassionate spirit, that's gonna be out of there, man. It's gonna be an unmerciful spirit out here. Cold spirit. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. Okay? Just like people are spoiling that gas. They're going to be spoiling each other's goods, man. You know, whether that's, you know, clothing to keep warm, shelter, ammunition, water, food, whatever it is, man. People are gonna take it. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy the houses with the sword, with the gun. Okay, and we know that these Edomites been buying up them guns and ammunitions for years, man. Okay, here it is, even your own government, but I forget how many rounds, you know, hollow tip bullets, It says a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. That's the point. Because of the lack of bread. Okay, and hunger is a crucial motivator, man. Everybody's gonna be in that survival mode, man. Not caring for the next man. All right? Because the scriptures tell you that it's better to die from the sword than to die from famine, man. All right? This is Lamentations 4 and 9. It says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. Okay, they that be slain with the sword, it's better to, get shot, and go out that way, okay, than to deal with the slow process of hunger, man, and starving to death, man. That's a very slow, painful death. Okay, opposed to getting shot, and bleeding out, or getting shot and that's that. Which is gonna be both. A lot of you jakes are numbered to the sword. You're gonna be getting gunned down, here and there, and a lot of you jakes is gonna starve to death, man. All right, it says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field, man. Your body begins to eat itself, man. That's one of the worst deaths. Let's see what the NLT says. Those killed by the sword are better off than those who die of hunger. Starving, they waste away for lack of food from the fields, man. And not eating, man, it gets you it gets you angry, man. When you're hungry, you get a little impatient, you get angry, like that. They have a saying or that word called hangry, which is hungry and angry put together, So it says, the hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. Okay, and that's happened in the past. And cannibalism is coming back in this time. Okay? The hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. Okay, and that's coming back. All right? That's coming back. This is 2nd Esdras 16 and 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. This is 2nd Esdras 15 and 57. It says, thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Okay? Thy city shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field. They that be in the mountain shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh. You see that? Cannibalism. And drink their own blood for very hunger of bread and the thirst of water, man. So what's coming is in light, okay? What Yahweh Shai is about to bring, concerning this famine, concerning these prices of the food, products. The products, gas, all of this, the whole price of life is rising up, man. But when it hits that hyperinflation, man, and people can't begin to afford food and afford anything, hey, people gonna go crazy, man. And that's gonna cause sedition. That's gonna cause an uproar. That's gonna cause chaos and riots and murders and people stealing from one another. It's just gonna get bad, man. It's just gonna be it's gonna cause a perfect storm of judgment, man. You know, which is gonna, you know, it's gonna cause prophecy to be fulfilled. You know, all the way up until the return of our Lord, man. So I just wanted to touch on that because when I read this article, I was like, people are doing this for gas. You know, shit. People get shot over shoes. You know, people. You see how people act on Black Friday. So how much more when it's concerning your hunger, man. Okay? So Lord's word is edifying, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakwadash. Till next time, Shalom.